Have you ever heard people say, don't crouch in gunfights, it makes you an easy target? But then you watch players like Primmie, the ranked 1 player in Asia, and he's crouching in every single gunfight and winning? So, what's the deal here? Is crouching actually bad, or is there a secret to use it the right way? Well, today we're going to be breaking down exactly when crouching is a mistake, when it's overpowered, and how you can abuse it to start winning more gunfights in your ranked game. So, let's start off with why people say crouching is bad. For starters, if you're too far away, crouching barely moves your agent's hitbox on your opponent's screen. If they're already aiming at your head level, you're making their job way too easy. Think of it like standing still, you're just locking yourself into that one position. A good rule of thumb is, if you're beyond 15 meters, crouching is basically a free headshot for your opponent. Then, there's the movement problem. If you crouch while pushing a site or retaking, you can end up blocking your teammates, slowing down the retake and messing up trades. In tight spaces, you want to avoid crouching at all costs because this can get you and your teammates killed. Finally, if you're holding angles and you're crouched, what happens when you get flashed, stunned, or just a well-timed peek? Basically, you're a sitting duck and you'll get destroyed instantly. Now, after hearing all this, you might be thinking, okay, so yeah, crouching's bad, right? Not exactly, because if you know how to use it, crouching can be one of the strongest mechanics in the game. So, how do we actually use it? First up, crouch peeking. Instead of a normal wide swing, adding a crouch midway through throws off the enemy's crosshair placement. You can find multiple clips of Primmie doing this. He crouch peeks right at the last second and the enemy's crosshair is just a little bit too high. So Primmie ends up winning the fight almost every single time. Now, crouch peeking is best used for isolated fights, so you don't want to be crouch peeking into multiple enemies. Doing this will restrict your movement and most of the time you'll be dead. But in isolated fights, it's a great way to throw off the opponent's aim. Then we have tap crouching. This is what separates the pro players from them egotistical ranked gods that you find in your matchmaking. Instead of fully committing to the crouch, you just do quick taps to slightly move your head. It's kind of like a burst strafe, but with crouching. You're breaking the enemy's aim just enough to miss a bullet or two, which in a fight can be all the difference. And of course, we have crouch spraying. If you've already committed to spraying, crouching can help control the recoil and keep your bullets on target. You'll see a lot of people do this with the Phantom or Odin. If you crouch too early though, you're stuck and it's an easy kill, but crouching mid-spray, you stabilize your shots while making you a harder target to hit. So now you've heard the pros and cons, how can you actually train this? Well, I've got 3 easy quick drills for you to implement that will help improve your crouching immediately. First one, I want you to go into the practice range and choose Sage. Use your wall to be able to peek around these corners and crouch at the very last second of your peek. I want you to keep on doing this until it feels smooth and intentional. The second method is crouch strafing. I want you to jump into a deathmatch and start tapping crouch during fights, just enough to make your head harder to hit, but not so much that it's messing up your aim. Thirdly, the best way to practice spray transfers with crouch, in the range, if you pick deadlock and ult 2 bots and then despawn them, you will be left with only 2. I want you to shoot the first one and while continuing the spray, transfer it and crouch onto the next one. This will get you used to the idea of crouch spraying without it becoming a panicked crouch spray. Something to keep in mind, at lower elos, a lot of players tend to aim at chest level, so you might only see the advantages of learning when and how to crouch at higher elos. Either way, it's still a great skill to learn. So, overall, is crouching bad? No. Crouching randomly bad though is terrible. Crouching with intention, that's when it becomes overpowered. If you can control when you crouch, you'll start winning more fights, breaking the opponent's crosshair placement, and ranking up faster than ever. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Do you think that crouching is overpowered or is it just a bad habit? And if you have any questions on this topic, leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe. I might see you later. It's been your boy, Akami. Peace.